So, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. You are welcome to another edition of our online class. So, today we are going to do the correction to the assignment that has been given to you. And the question number 1 on the assignment is this: that a man is 5 years old older than his wife, and the product of their age is 750. So, how old are they? Now, this kind of question we are going to let, and the first thing we will let there is the age of the wife, because the age of the man depends on the age of the wife. So which means that before we can know the age of that man, we have to know the age of the wife first. So let's say the age of that wife is Y. So let the age, that is the present age, let the age of the Y be Y. So if the age of the wife is Y, definitely that of the man will be what? Y plus 5, because it is stated here that the age of the man is 5 years older than that of his wife. So which means the man's age, that is the husband, so will be Y plus 5. Y plus 5. Now, the product of their age is said to be what? To be 750. So which means that when you hear the word product, they are talking of the multiplication. So which means when you multiply this y and this y plus 5, everything is going to give you what? 750. So which means you now have y into bracket y plus 5, everything equals what? 750. So you expand the bracket, you have y squared plus 5y equals what? Equals 750. Right? So from here, we now have y squared plus 5y minus 750 equals 0. So from here, I want to use what? Factorization method. So which means that we are to look for two factors, that the sum will give us 5 and the product will give us what? Minus 750. And when you do that, the first thing, how do we get all these things? So the product here is 750. We have 5 here. The first thing is you can divide this 750 by the coefficient of y here, which is 5. So when we have 750 divided by 5, you will see that from there you will get your two factors. So 750 divided by 5 will give us 150. So when we have 750 divided by 5, you see that we have 150. So that's 150 again. You see that 150 again, when you still divide that 150 by 5, you still have 30, right? So and so on like that. When you still divide that 30 by 5, you have 6. Now, what are we going to do now? The next thing now is you now look at all these two factors. Definitely, it means that when you divide 750 by 5, you have 150. When you divide 150 by 5, you have this 30. And when you divide 30 by 5, but you need two numbers that the sum will also be what? Be 5, while the product will be minus 50. So which means you can choose any of these three. How do we know the correct one? You can say that this 750 now divided by this 6 that you get, you see that the family will be too much. And when you make use of this, definitely this 750 divided by 150 will also give you this one back. So which means that you are left with this. So when you do 750 divided by 30, you will see the answer should be something like 25. So if it is 25, from there you can now see that the addition of 30 and that minus 25 will give you what? Will give you 5. So which means the two factors that we need there will be what? 30 and 25. 30 and 25. So if the two factor is what? 30 and what? And 25. But 30 plus 25, that one will give you 55, which means one of these things must be what? Must be negative, and one must be positive. So definitely this one should be what? Minus, because 30 minus this 25 will give you plus 5, and when you multiply it will give you what? Minus 20, minus 750. So which means from there you can now say that you have y squared plus 30y minus 25y minus 750 equals what? Equals 0. So from there now, you now have y into brackets y plus 30 minus 25 into bracket y plus 30. Everything equals what? Equals 0. So from there you have that our y plus 30 equals, you have y plus 30 into bracket y minus 25. Everything equals what? Equals 0. So from there you see that it's either your y is minus 30 or your y is what? Is plus 25. So from there now, let's move on to the next side of the board. So now we now move on. So here we have we now have y. We have y plus 25 so which now have y plus 30 into bracket y minus 25 equals what? Equals 0. So from there our y equals minus 30 or our y equals 25. But remember that we are talking of age, and you know that it's not possible that age of a human being be negative. So since that age cannot be negative, which means we nullify this one. Are you getting it now? So which means y equals 25. Equals 25 years, which is what? Which is the age of the y. So we now see therefore, and we remember that we now see the age of the woman, which is the wife, the age of the wife is what? Is 25. And the age of that woman is what? And the age of the wife and the age of the husband, the age of the husband, which is that man, is what? Is y plus what? Y plus 5. So y plus 5. So which is 25 plus 5. So which is what? Which is 30 years. So that is that on the question 1. Now, number 2. The area of a rectangular field is 200 centimeter cube and its perimeter is 60. Find the length and the width of the field. Solution. We know the formula for that area is given as, so the area we know is what? Length times width of that rectangular field. And that length times width is now given as 200 centimeter cube. So which means that our distance is equal to 200 centimeter square. Are you getting it now? and the perimeter equals what? 2 into bracket L plus W, that is length plus width, and that perimeter is given as 60 centimeters. So which means we now have 2 into bracket L plus this equals 60 centimeters. So from here now, when you divide 2 by 2, you will see that here we now have L plus W equals 30 centimeters. What did I do? I divide 2 by 2. I divide 2 by 2. So which means from here now, we now have 2 equations now. So we now say from this, you can say that W is now equal to 30 minus L. Are you getting it now? W is 30 minus L. So if we assume this one to be our equation 1, are you getting it? We can say that this one is our equation 2, and we call this one equation 3. This one we call it equation 3. So from here we can substitute the value we have here into the equation 1 at the top here. So we can now say put W equals 30 minus L into what? Into equation 1. Are you getting it now? So which means that from here now we can now say we have 30 minus L to be substituted here. So which is what? We can now have now, so from here now, so we now have, we have L times W, we have L times W here, which is what? 200. So having this one, we now have L into bracket, our W is now what? Is now 30 minus L. This is now our W, 30 minus L. So we substitute it there. So we now have 30 minus L, which is equal to what? 200. Are you getting it now? So from there, we now have 30L minus L square equals what? Equals 200. From there, we can now say that we have 200 plus L square minus 30 equals what? Equals 0. What did I do? I transfer all this thing from the left hand side to the what? To the right hand side. Are you getting that? So this one then remains here, this one comes here, it becomes minus 30, this one comes, it becomes plus. When you arrange it, you have L squared minus 30L. Okay, we have L here, 30L minus 30L plus 200 equals 0. So from here now, also, our product here is 200, while the sum is minus 30. We need two numbers that when you add them, you get minus 30, and when you multiply them, you get what? 200. Without wasting our time, we all know that that should be minus 20 and minus 10. So which is, we now have L squared minus 20 minus 10L minus 20L minus 10L. That one will give you minus 30L. Then when you multiply the two together, you have 200. So plus 200 equals 0. So the next thing now is you factorize L out. L is common. We now have L into bracket L minus 20. Then here what is common? We have minus 10, which is common. So we now have into bracket L minus 20 equals 0. And we all know that the secret there is what is here must be the same with what is here. If they are not the same, it means that something is wrong. So from there we have L minus 20, then into bracket L minus 10, so equals 0. So which means we now have L equals 20 or n equals 10. Are you getting it now? So from here, you can now see that we have n equals 20 centimeter or n equals 10 centimeter. Now, that's the length. To now find the width, which means that from the thing we have here, so our W now, so we now say, we have n to be what? 20, which is the length, or what? Or n equals 10. So to find the value of W, of W, you recall that our W is what? Is equal to 30 minus L, right? Our W is 30 minus L, which means that if we now say when L equals 20, then W will be what? 30 minus 20, which is 10. And when L equals 10, W will be 30 minus 10, which is what? Which is 20. So the conclusion will now be L, W is either equals the first statement, which is what? Which is we have 10, which is either 20, 10, 20 centimeter, 10 centimeter, or we have this, which is 10 centimeter, 20 centimeter. So we now move on to number 3. Move on. Now, so we now move on to number 3. 2 consecutive numbers. You see it there. 2 consecutive even numbers. So we are given even number n and what? And n plus 2. The question on this, there are 2. The first one, they want us to write down the what? We write down the algebraic expression for the sum of their what? Of their squares. Then after that, now see that sum of their squares is 164. We should do what? We should find the what? The numbers. We should find the numbers. Now, the numbers we have is what? The numbers are n and n plus 2, right? So we now want to write down the sum of their square. Please, you have to get that statement right. Sum of their square, not square of their sum, which means that you have to square it first, then you now add. That is what they mean by sum of their squares. If it is square of their sum, it means you have to add first, then you now square everything. But this one is what? Sum of their square, which means you must have squared the 2 numbers. So which means that the square of n, so we now have the squares are n squared and n plus 2 everything square. So we now want to write the algebraic expression for what? But for the sum of their squares. Are you getting it now? So which means we now have the sum of their squares is n right? So from there, when you move on, you now have n square plus n plus 2 everything square. It now be n square plus n plus 2 into bracket n plus 2. So from there, we have n square. Now n square plus, so let me write it, n plus 2 into bracket n plus 2. So it will now give us n square plus, this one we have n square also, then plus 2n, then plus what? Plus 4. So everything together we now have, this one n square and n square, we have 2n square plus 4n plus what? Plus 4. So that is what? That is the expression for their sum, for the sum of their squares. Now the question now says, if the sum of their squares is 160, you now see, if the sum of their squares is 160, if the sum of their squares is 164, is 164, as it is stated in the question. So therefore, it means we have 2n squared plus 4n plus 4 to be what? To be equals 164. So from here, you can divide 2 by what? By 2. So when you divide 2 by 2, we have, let's write it down. You divide what? 2 by 2. Divide 2 by 2. So we have n squared plus 2n plus 2 equals what? This one we have 8, we have 2. So 82. So which is what? 82 equals 82. So from there, when you move on, you have n squared plus 2n plus 2 minus 82 equals what? Equals 0. So from there, we now have n squared plus 2n minus 80. 2n minus 80 equals 0. Now, when we now want to factorize this, we now want to factorize this, which means that you look for two numbers that their product will give you minus 80 and the sum will give you plus 2. How do we do that? I gave you a hint on how to find the two factors. You can also use it for this one also. You know the 2 is here. When you choose this 8, divide it by 2. When you divide that 80 by 2, you get 40. When you still divide it by 2 until the lowest term, you now, out of those listed factors, you now start dividing them. Start dividing them using what? 80 until you get the perfect factors. So for this one now, you know the factors will be 10 and what? Plus 10 and minus 8. So which means we now have n squared plus 10n minus 8n minus 80 equals 0. You know this one will give you this 2 will give you this one back, right? So which means that we can now say we have n into bracket n plus 10, because n is common here. So we combine these two also. So minus 80 into bracket n plus 10 equals 0. I've told you that one earlier that what is here is the same thing with what must be here. So from there we now have n minus 8 into bracket